Gonzo on the restart. Weaves his way, fires and scores.
We're going to attack, coming middle, trying to free himself
up, shot, score. Gets around Weed, off the bounce, shot, and a score. Wow. Levine with some speed. Levine fakes a pass. Levine all the way is going to fire and score.
Up top, Druin. He wants a shot,
and he's got it. Wow.
Meanwhile, Arbusto, one-handed shot is up and in. Got a penalty flag down.
Skip pass sets up Gabord, and it's time to pluck a chicken.
Got a good one-handed scoop up.
Roy, and then he lights the lamp. Lowers that left shoulder and fires up the Cougar fans. Look at this.
Nice play.
Fake shot by Brunzik, and then he drills it on his way to the ground.
Chase, extra feed, shot,
score, game over.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Exeter. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you, getting set for the 2025 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I semifinal matchup between top seed Pinkerton and Exeter. Astros and Blue Hawks, a rivalry renewed here on a gorgeous night, the final week of tournament action. The winner heads to Saturday's championship game, which will also be played on this field, technically a neutral site, Bill Ball Stadium. Earlier tonight, the defending champion, Bishop Girton Cardinals, had a strong second half to put away a stubborn Bedford club by a final score of 12-8, so BG will have a chance to capture their fifth straight title on Saturday night. Pinkerton and Exeter, well, typically have had success. Pinkerton, as we know, they dominated the sport in the early years that it was a recognized sport by the NHIAA, capturing titles in the mid to late 90s and off throughout the first 2.5 decades of the new century. Their last title came back in 2019 when they defeated the Bishop Girton Cardinals in the final game. Former head coach and current athletic director at Pinkerton Academy, Brian O'Reilly. That was his 12th state championship. Since then,
right on this field, in fact.
Since then, the Astros, runners-up in 2023, fell in the semifinals last year, hoping to get back to the championship round with a win tonight. Exeter, runners-up in Division I back in 2010, and again back-to-back appearances in 2021 and 2022. So hoping to get over that hump and back into the finale for the first time in 3 seasons under head coach Matt Brewster. Let's start with Pinkerton, Roger. Marty Osier, longtime assistant, now head coach in his first season. Got a pretty strong club to work with. A nice mix in terms of seniors, juniors, and a few underclassmen who have contributed as well. And for Exeter, of course, well, they suffered a blow earlier this season when senior co-captain Marshall Lazarus went down for the year, but they've been able to rally since. Survived a scare in the quarterfinal round with a 10-7 win over Merrimack to advance and get another shot here, technically, again on their home field.
Yes, indeed. And that loss of Marshall Lazarus, it kind of equals what Pinkerton lost earlier in the season with Owen Perkins, their all-star goalie. They do miss Marshall out there, but as you said, they have been able to fill that hole with a lot of players, and it's going to be one of the things that the Astros are going to have to be careful of today. They're going to need to watch Jackson Green and Mr. Bland, and Hathaway, the guys that really run this offense. Another guy that I love out there is Alex Scott, number 3. He had a fantastic second half in that Merrimack game the other night, scoring a late goal from up top. He can't be much more than 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", maybe, but he is an energizer bunny, and he just knows how to get this team rolling. This stadium was rocking in that fourth quarter when they came back and won that 10-7. But that'll be a battle at the Face-Off X. We got Will McElroy, one of the top face-off specialists in the state, along with Dylan Stingle. So possession is going to be a critical thing today for both teams, but Exeter needs that ball because their offense isn't quite as potent as Pinkerton, because they can just go on runs. We've seen it this year. Just amazing what they've been able to do with the Gormady brothers, Ushkevich, and freshman Levi Weaver.
Yeah.
Remember that name. Another freshman out there that is going to be a dominant player here in the years to come.
Pinkerton 14-4 during the regular season, the best record in Division I. They are the top overall seed. Exeter not too far behind them in the standings. The Blue Hawks finished 12-6, good enough for a number 4 seed. All right, Roger, quickly before we turn our attention to the national anthem, you mentioned possession, you mentioned face-off. What are a couple other areas to watch for tonight?
Well, Exeter must capitalize on every single possession they have. When they get that ball and Will McElroy comes in and takes something away from Stengel, they need to capitalize on that, and they need to keep the ball out of the Astros' sticks. Pinkerton, they love to run and they love to play transition. If you let them do that and you're not getting back on defense, and this is for the Blue Hawks to think about, this could be a very scary situation for them because they can score quick and in bulk.
74 degrees here. The sun beginning to set on the seacoast. The shadows are growing long over this turf field. The lights are on and slowly becoming more and more necessary. We've got a great crowd here, perhaps bigger than the first game.
Yeah.
A lot of folks supporting both Pinkerton and Exeter. There's large standing student sections behind each bench. And this place should be rocking and rolling as folks continue to file in here to Bill Ball Stadium. Starters being announced. We're glad you could join us here on the NFHS Network. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe, and the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire crew. Proud to bring you the coverage. Let's go downstairs for the national anthem.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, there it is, the national anthem, setting the stage here in Exeter as we get set to cook here at Bill Ball Stadium.
I like that.
We've got 4 of the best officials on the scene tonight: Tim McCaffrey, Howard Bethke, Randall Hobbs, and Michael Peterson. And Roger, they may have their hands full tonight with 2 physical teams going at it.
Yeah, that line score that, or the scorecard that I did the other night against Dover in that quarterfinal series, pretty tame. But as in most games with Pinkerton, they dominated the penalty box. And we talked about that in that Londonderry game we did over in Derry that day. It didn't hurt them in the long run, but I think one of the things we said signing off on that broadcast was they needed to stay out of the box in the future, and that means the playoffs, because that was just, 2 weeks ago, I think. So, they've traditionally been that rough and tumble team, and thankfully, they've got a good enough defense and a man-down defense that they can overcome that in many cases.
Starters meeting at midfield for some final instructions before we get going.
So Pinkerton with only one in-state loss this year, and that was to Bishopgurt. That was that 18 or 16-8 contest, which was really a surprise at that point in the season because Pinkerton was really on a roll. They had only lost those 2 out-of-state games to Longmeadow and Hingham, very high-ranked teams in Massachusetts, and then they ran into VG, and that was kind of surprising, but here we go. We'll see what happens here tonight against Exeter.
Pinkerton in their home whites is the top seed. They'll work right to left in this first quarter. Exeter, technically the road team here on their home field. Neutral site determined long ahead of time. The Blue Hawks are in their road blues. Will McElroy against Colin Steckler, and it's Steckler who comes away with the ground ball and an early face-off win for Pinkerton. Astros waste little time here coming down. They threaten near the cage, but now pull it back out on the wing. It's one of the many seniors on this club. That's the midfielder Benjamin Quintilani. He's going to rock this thing to sleep. Now trigger the offense with a pass near side for Levi Weaver, the aforementioned freshman who has been outstanding.
Yeah, watch that connection between Weaver and number 6, Ushkevich. They have this radar thing going on between the two of them that this last half of the season has just been completely dominant.
We saw Ushkevich really come alive in that big blowout win over Bedford to conclude the regular season.
Yeah.
Stayed hot in the postseason tournament so far. Had 5 goals in the quarterfinal win over Dover.
Yeah, he had 7 points, a couple of apples there.
Playing well as of late, yeah. All right, Coach Ogier directing things from the sidelines. Pinkerton very patient here. Over a minute gone by. Still on the opening possession. Jeff Gormady with a touch. Both Jeff and Matt expected to hear their names called often tonight.
Indeed.
Key part of both the midfield and the attack units.
This is what I love about doing. Well, here we go.
Shot, score.
12.
Right on cue, it's Matt Gormady. Found some real estate along that far post and whips it into the net to make it 1-0 Astros.
Yeah, I was just about to say that their motion offense is something that I love to see. I love to watch it. I love to see what they're doing to make things happen on corners, whether they're trying to rotate 4 through on a small circle offense or whether they're just trying to work 2-man and 3-man games on the corners. But they do it so well.
Patience pays off. 2 for 2 is Steckler.
Stingle,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong roster. You're right, Dylan Stingle. Either way, 2 for 2, but turnover, and here comes Exeter coming the other way. Will McElroy, the face-off man, hunted down from behind. Ball is out. Junior Pascal trying to secure for Exeter. Won't happen. Chest-high bounce favors Pinkerton. Tyler Berry the other way. Astros with numbers, but
nope, throw it away.
A high pass is going to result in a loose ball at midfield, and a whistle is going to give this to Exeter.
So just like that, bang, bang, 2 unforced turnovers for Pinkerton.
Despite the free giveaways, a 1-0 lead on the board for the Astros. So Exeter's first possession, slow it down a bit, get their personnel correct. Sam Gibney, freshman, going to come downhill here. Has to make a move to his right, draws a slide. Picked up by the long pole, Brady Blaska.
Yeah, relentless. Drives him into the corner.
Yeah, the sophomore trying to stay with him.
Move.
Gibney all the way to the other side, pulls it back out. Now the senior Alex Scott, who Roger, you highlighted in the pregame, is going to put his head down.
Love this kid.
Trying to make something happen. Long shot, step down, bouncer is wide. That one out of the stick of Tyler Bland, one of the senior co-captains for Exeter.
Yeah, he's the Teddy LaPointe of this team, but he's a senior, and he just has that energy, man.
Meanwhile, Patrick Hathaway lost the ball and his balance. That allows Gavin Burwell to capture, but it's knocked down by Hathaway. Hathaway, shot, Burwell the stop, Blaska the ground ball. First save for the junior goaltender Burwell, who was kind of thrown into the fire middle of the season after the original starting goaltender Owen Perkins went down. Meanwhile, more rough play, and again a change of field here. On the run is Fletcher Nevo, the senior. Came out of that ruckus with the ball. The long pole gives it over to Bland, and Exeter is going to slow things down here, trailing 1-0 with 4 minutes gone by.
Yeah, we commented in that Londonderry game against Pinkerton how Burwell has really stepped up for Owen Perkins' injury early on this season, and he has played a very respectable goaltender.
Meanwhile, Scott with a drop, scooped up.
Oh,
This is Pinkerton's Ryan Hughes, and a flag is going to fly. Hughes is still down. The sophomore shaken up. Big hit there both ways. And the first penalty of the game is on the way.
Not sure. Is this going to be against Tyler Bland or is it going to be against Alex Scott? Because he took a big body down, and that's a big body for a little guy like Scott. Let's see what they call. Maybe unnecessary roughness. Yeah, unnecessary roughness.
Roger, you're all over it as usual. It's a 1-minute penalty.
Yeah, 2-6 on this one.
It's Zachary Sprague, the junior.
Yeah.
So an early EMO puts Pinkerton in a position to double their lead. Out in front 1-0 after the Matt Gormady score.
Yeah, I could see an unnecessary roughness there with just a blindside, defenseless type call.
Well, we said it in the pregame. The officials are on high alert.
Lovely.
Shot safe.
Wilbur.
That's Ronan Wilbur's first stop in cage, the junior goaltender. Ooh, Roger, seemingly he's gotten better as the year has gone on, making his imprint here early.
You took the pregame comments right off my sheet because he was one of the other things that I was going to say compared to Burwell.
You caught me, huh?
Yeah, you caught me. You were looking over my shoulder, I know.
Meanwhile, Scott going to pull it back out. Now slowing it down is Gibney here on the near wing, as Exeter looks to kill off the remaining 15 seconds of the Pinkerton EMO.
Yeah, both goalies coming off of a season where they just improved throughout, and certainly Ronan Wilbur taking over for a really good goalie last year, Burnich, for Exeter, and had Big Phil's shoes to fill, and has done that quite respectively.
Yeah. Back to even strength. Exeter trying to get on the board with a centering pass that's knocked away, and now a ground ball ensues on the near wing. Pretty good stand-up check there by Cole Mackin that allows Mackin to get to it. So the physicality pays off for the Astros, but a long outlet pass is going to end up with Exeter. As the Blue Hawks flip the field yet again. Here's Graham Knight, good swim move. He's got a man to the right, shot and a save. Golden opportunity for Jackson Green, but Gavin Burwell says no way. And now we do get a stoppage here at the midway point first quarter.
Okay, there was some interference down low, so they're going to give a free clear to the Astros. But
we get a look at that point-blank save. Burwell's brought his A game here in this first quarter. A couple of stone-cold stops to keep Exeter off the board.
Yeah, standing tall in there.
So Pinkerton again looking to double their lead out in front 1-0.
So, yeah, the penalty doesn't hurt Exeter. They kill it, and they get the ball back, but Astros on the hunt again.
Yep. Quintilani cycles it near side. Jeff Gormady. Quintilani examining his options. He's given room. Tough angle shot there. Whipped out of it. Foot race won by Pinkerton. The Astros, the #1 seed under first-year head coach Marty Osier. Of course, Coach Osier, long-time member of the coaching staff, and really making the most of his long-awaited opportunity by guiding Pinkerton to the top overall seed.
Yeah, and discussions throughout the league, coaches that I've talked to, year-end awards coming up here at the end of the season. He's in that discussion for Coach of the Year, having brought them to the first-place finish. So.
Yeah.
Him and Brian Miller and a couple others out there being discussed, but yeah, right there.
Meanwhile, Matt Gormady breaks loose. Pass from behind the net is broken up. Swept right back over, though, to Jeff Gormady. Nearly lost his balance. Looks for Quintilani up top. He's got a man to his right. No shooting angle. And now a drop pass sends Matt Gormady scrambling. Knight is in the mix for Exeter, and he scoops it up, still in bounds.
Oh, dangerous pass.
Yes, sir. But handled by Wilbur in the safety of the crease. And Exeter now looks like they're going to get a pretty free pass here to midfield as the Pinkerton defense retreats.
Yeah, not so fast there, Nick. He
Almost.
Yeah, they had a good drop ride from all three attackmen by the Astros and a fourth midi coming in.
Scott does seek safety, and now Exeter back on the attack looking for their first goal as we hit the 4-minute mark first quarter. Low-scoring affair so far through the first 8 minutes of play here in Exeter. Crowd, meanwhile, continuing to file in as this audience, a pretty large one at this point.
Yeah, a little lean on the Pinkerton side, but they're all dumped in the middle. They know how to watch a lacrosse game right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, they got the prime seats.
Yeah.
Wearing red and white, supporting the Astros. A lot of blue and white, of course, in the crowd as well here in Exeter.
Oh.
Shot upstairs. Gibney looking for a flag. He's not going to get one. Took a stick to the helmet. Meanwhile, the freshman Gibney continuing to cradle the ball. Now hooks up with Griffin Gennard. Gennard goal line extended. Hits the gas. The defender in his wake is Ronan Connors.
Open. Oh, he's open.
Hathaway passes on the shot and has to retreat. A patient possession, maybe a little too patient here for Exeter with 3 minutes to go first quarter.
Perhaps, but a very intimidating Pinkerton defense gets in his face, and he did not want to fire away on that.
Meanwhile, Scott's shot is backed up in play behind the net by Gennard. And Gennard with a one-on-one. Connors right on his hip. Half a slide, pass high, intended for Bland. It's going to roll over midfield, and it's turned back over to Pinkerton.
Yeah, over and back. Unforced turnover for Exeter.
Quick restart for Quintilani. Near side is Levi Weaver, the freshman. And now it's slowed down to a crawl here by Jeff Gormady as Coach Ogier issues the orders from the home sideline.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on that because you don't normally see all three attackmen way down in the box like that with nobody up at the 50-yard line when your team is on defense, and unusual. Oh, good save.
Yep, swallowed up. Ushkovic, a good look, but a better save there by Wilbur. That's his second save of this first quarter. It comes with just over 2 minutes to go in the frame. Goaltender going to come way out here, helping on the clear. Fishes it left side. Griffin Lechner, one of the senior captains, loses control.
Unnecessary.
And this one's going to ground to a halt at midfield. The officials, Roger, agree with you.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary. Griffin had number 9 open, wide open on that clear. He did not need to try to do it all himself. Good hit.
Wow, Ushkovic knocked down by Bland.
Good over the head check.
And the ball ends up with Exeter. Jackson Laranger, the long pole. Rainbow pass near side. Junior Pascal back over to Laranger. Hooks up with Bland, who avoids Blaska. Blaska in pursuit with the long pole. The sophomore hacking at Bland. Now Bland finds Alex Scott, who's going to pump the brakes here. So we approach 1 minute to go in this first quarter in a 1-0 contest.
Yeah, so a smart play there by Tyler Bland, the senior captain. You know, slow this thing down. You had a little bit of a mix-up there between the boxes, between both teams, trying to get their footing and start something. But get a good settled offense here. And again, possession is going to be key for the Blue Hawks, and they throw it away.
Yep, bad pass there behind Hathaway and out of bounds. Final minute, first quarter. Pinkerton hoping to double the advantage before the end of the frame.
Love that pass by Burwell. A rocket.
Burwell, the goaltender. Meanwhile, Jackson Farrell, the sophomore for Pinkerton, getting some playing time here. Back to the point for Quintilani. Given room by Scott. We'll stop and start for Matt Gormady. Nothing shaking there. Goes behind the cage instead. Pass intended for Jeff Gormady off target. Quintilani hustles to keep it on this side of the 50. Down to 10 seconds. Matt Gormady on the wing. Wants a one-on-one with Logan Schwally, the defender. Schwally right in his face. High shot. And an overhead save is made by Wilbur, and that will bring us to the end of a quick-moving first quarter. Low scoring here in Exeter. Blue Hawks trailing Pinkerton 1-0. Second quarter. Coming up next, you are watching the 2025 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Semifinals. They're in Division 1. Brought to you by Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, Roger, you and I talking off air a moment ago. 1-0, not what we expected through 12 minutes of play.
No, when you put these two teams on the field, you're not expecting a defensive battle. And I think there's just a little bit of, I don't want to call it nerves. These two teams are very experienced to be in the semifinals over the last 10 years, maybe longer. But a lot of mistakes. Two unforced turnovers for each team. Goalies standing tall, 3 for Wilbur and 2 for Burwell. The clears, not great. One for 3 for Pinkerton and two out of 3 for Exeter. But a lot of confusion between the boxes. Balls on the ground a lot, bodies are flying. We both like that.
Yeah. Saw one penalty in that first quarter. But it remains just a 1-0 game. Exeter's going to win their first face-off. Good wing play there from Pascal. Pascal going to force the issue, but his pass ends up on the ground. This one flies out of the stick of Hathaway and into the Pinkerton bench. Helter-skelter here to begin the second quarter. Of course, a lot on the line. A trip to Saturday night's state championship game in Division 1. The winner here will take on defending champion Bishop Girton at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. This one a rematch of a game won by the Astros in Derry back on May the 5th. That was an 11-8 win for the Astros. Oh. Meanwhile, cue this one up for Jeff Gormady. His brother Matt scored in the first quarter. Jeff lights the lamp here to make it 2-0 Pinkerton.
Yeah, don't hold your breath here, Blue Hawks fans, because this is what they do, okay? They catch you looking one way, and they find the top of the box with another guy, and they are very, very good at putting up assist after assist. And this one here is going to go to Shkevich, and he's an apple monster. He can find guys.
You see the fired-up celebration there by Pinkerton. You may have noticed some of that bleach blonde hair poking through from underneath the helmet. That's a team theme here for Pinkerton.
Oh.
Shot denied. Loose ball out in front. A good look there for Griffin Gennard.
Another body flying.
Yep. We play on. No flag. And now Stengel, the face-off man, in a full sprint. Hooks up with the freshman Wallace. Or Weaver, I should say. Oh. And then a goal near the cage.
Bernardi.
Was that tipped or?
I don't know, Nick. Man, that was a rocket, though.
Yeah, they're celebrating as if it was a score for Tyler Bernardi. We'll go with that. The freshman from deep on the wing makes it 3-0 Pinkerton. Back-to-back goals just 26 seconds apart.
This kid's sneaky. He's scored in every game I've been at this year. Yeah, just a rip.
Yeah. Let's take another look here. The step down, the bouncer, and he scores it strong side against Burwell.
So no tip? I didn't
against
see
Wilbur,
a tip.
excuse me. Yeah, no tip. We'll give it to the freshman Bernardi. So 3 goals for Pinkerton, 3 different goal scorers. After a slow start on the attack, back-to-back goals, again, just 26 seconds apart. They win another face-off. They've won 3 of the 4 now. And the attack looking to settle in again as Pinkerton threatening to extend the lead. You can hear the chatter, not only amongst the defenders for Exeter, but also from the Blue Hawk bench. What kind of a look here we got defensively, Roger?
Yeah, they're packing it in. It's not really a zone. They are playing man, but it's
a little tough to diagnose.
Yeah, no, it's got zone qualities to it. Let's put it that way.
Meanwhile, this one out of the stick of Jeff Gormady. Foot race to the corner, and look out, Knight and Gormady both go flying. Well, we expected this kind of a physical contest. A lot on the line. A lot of seniors both ways looking to extend their career one more game.
Yeah, good strategy by the Blue Hawks, though. Really, match the intensity, match the physicality. This kid here is going to, as I've said.
Scott
gets it going.
Yep. Squirts it to midfield, and now it's taken over by Tyler Bland. This one taken away, at least momentarily. The long pole, Nate Smith, had it for Pinkerton, and now Blaska, his fellow pole, comes away to help him out. Burwell launches this one downfield. He's got a receiver. It's Matt Gormady. Numbers for Pinkerton. Gormady jammed for a moment, goes to the cage, gets wiped out from behind, and again, good hustle behind the net. The action will stay at this end.
Yeah,
With blink and you miss it here. End-to-end action, bodies flying everywhere in this first half.
Yeah, give Wilbur a save on that. I think he got a piece of that shot that Gormady was firing away at.
It's his 4th stop in this first half. 3 minutes in, second quarter. Pinkerton a 3-0 lead. 2 of the 3 coming early in this frame. We're back and forth now. Jackson Farrell not interested on the wing. Back up top to Pinardi, who scored a moment ago. Now Farrell, his classmate, pops out. Near side. Coach Ogier, you can hear all the way up here trying to direct traffic. Ushkovich deep behind the cage. Quintilani. Pinardi. Open. Gormady.
Big
Shot
time.
and score.
Big time.
Matt Gormady. Seemed like he crept over unnoticed on the weak side, filmed the vacuum. The pass is on time and on target. And Pinkerton leads 4-0.
Yeah, turn your back, exactly like you said. You can't leave these guys open. And, Gormady's all over the field. I mean, he was upfield on that last clearing pass from Burwell, and he's just a man in motion. And you got to pick up on that stuff.
Astros are going to win another face-off as Tyler Berry scoops it up uncontested. Pinkerton finding early success at the X. Stingle still on the field after winning the face-off, loses the ball in front of the Exeter bench, but is able to recover. Hooks up now with Berry, and here come the Astros again. Pinkerton right now, Roger, dominating the time of possession.
Dominating the time of possession, which is a point I made before for Exeter to take the ball away from them. And this is how they wear you down. But I'll give Exeter credit at the same time. They are playing physical ball, and they're trying to put bodies on bodies, which is what you need to do.
Yeah. Another lengthy possession here for the Astros. And again, this certainly does look like a zone here for Exeter.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. They were over-pursuing a little bit on that last possession, which made it look like they were kind of a hybrid.
Meanwhile, this pass a little too hot.
Oh.
Nice play at midfield to keep it in bounds. Quintilani is allowed to scoop it up. Boy, that was all Nate Smith there, the long pole sophomore. Able to balance, keep his feet behind midfield, kind of lean over the line, and then Quintilani, his teammate, is allowed to recapture it for Pinkerton.
Yeah, I was at that Dover game against Pinkerton, the quarterfinal game, and I literally, because I didn't have my headphones on, I could actually hear the bench for Pinkerton. And I wrote down, and I have them right in front of me, I wrote down 9 offensive plays that Marty Ogier called out in that game. 9 different plays, and some of them I really was able to pick out as a scout. They've got a whole playbook that they can throw at you out there with all different types of sets, motions, and it's wonderful to see.
I'd imagine some of those plays are probably left over from the O'Reilly days, correct?
Yeah, some of them I did recognize. The calls look different, but certainly the rotations on the corners, like in their EMO, was textbook. Beautiful.
That's the freshman. Levi Weaver allowed to cock back and fire. Tough angle, didn't matter. It's 5-0 Astros.
Yeah, watch this kid Weaver, boys and girls. He is a star in the making, and he knows how to do it. Timeout, Exeter.
Coach Brewster has seen enough midway through this second quarter. Things starting to get out of hand from a Blue Hawk perspective. It was 1-0 after one, but through the first 5 minutes and 46 seconds of this second quarter, it's been all Pinkerton. 2 goals so far from Matt Gormady, 1 for his brother Jeff. And then the 2 freshmen, Tyler Pernardi and Levi Weaver, have also checked in for the Astros.
Yeah, good timeout by Coach Brewster. Like we say so many times in this game with the runs that can get started, and you got to put a stop to it right now, and you got to try and have McElroy get you the ball here and put something up on the board before this thing gets out of control.
Meanwhile, Stengel has had the advantage over McElroy at the X.
Yeah, I got 4-2. I don't know what you got. McElroy was shut out in the first, but there were only 2, or excuse me, there was only 2 face-offs anyways. But they seem to be able to tie them up, but Pinkerton's very aggressive, and they're good on ground balls, so they're picking up on it.
The Astros hoping for a rematch with Bishop Girton. Earlier, the Cardinals advanced to another state championship game by defeating Bedford by a final score of 12-8. And of course, Pinkerton hoping to get back to the title game for the first time in 2 seasons. Exeter was there 3 years ago as runners-up.
Yeah.
5-0 Pinkerton. They beat Exeter heads up in Derry back on May the 5th by a final score of 11-8. Hoping for a clean sweep of the season series. Stengel looking to box out. He keeps McElroy on his back. He fights off an attack from Scott and wins another face-off for Pinkerton, his 5th of the first half.
McElroy did something a little different. He conceded the clamp, and he tried to brush up, and Stengel's just too fast with the hands.
Meanwhile, with Pernardi in trouble, he gets help from Coach Ogier, who calls a timeout from the Astros sideline. Pretty good job there by the Pinkerton freshman to maintain his balance, get back up. And you could see there was being harassed from all angles. Coach Ogier with a timely timeout to preserve the possession.
Yeah, you can't take them with you, so you might as well use them. And, maybe this is one of those times that you pull out one of those 9 or 10 or 12 plays that they have and see what you can do with it.
Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you and the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire family. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. A reminder, tomorrow we're live in Bedford for another pair of semifinal games. It's the boys Division II semis. Derryfield St. Thomas, Winnicott, and defending champion Portsmouth coming your way tomorrow night beginning at 5 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, and I said it in the earlier game. I'm really excited to do a couple of D2 playoff games. We've been kind of out of that loop the last couple of years because of scheduling and man.
The 4 teams we have left, very competitive.
Exactly. I would have to say, the Division II's got a lot of teams in it, so I don't want to sound like I've been all over the state, but St. Thomas is the only team I haven't seen in that top, 8 group.
And they've been hot.
Yeah. They've had some surprising losses, but they've been very close losses, too.
A lot of one-goal defeats.
Exactly.
A lot of those were in April as well, so they're going to try and knock off Derryfield, who is undefeated in the top seed. And then to the other side, we have a Seacoast rivalry between Portsmouth and Winnicott. So the fun begins tomorrow night in Division II as we'll be broadcasting live from Bulldog Stadium in Bedford.
Yeah. Anytime I had a chance to get down and see Winnicott, because they're close to home, to watch Beckett Rath and Alex Mitchell, and just a tremendous Winnicott team this year.
Yeah, Coach Snow has got them humming for sure. All right, meanwhile, Ball came out, but it is scooped up by Matt Gormady. Gormady makes his way to the middle. A low pass is off target, trying to hook up with Ushkovic. And in the end, it's Exeter's Knight who comes the other way, right to left. Knight, long pass, has Hathaway. Extra feed off the stick head of Gennard and allows Burwell to recover. He launches it the other way. And after the second bounce, it's taken away by Exeter's Loranger. Back and forth we go.
Not a good clearing pass by Burwell, where he's been spot on all game, but that was just one he did not have to launch.
A little too much rocket fuel on that one.
He didn't have to. He didn't have to do that. He had plenty of time.
Inside of 5 minutes to go until halftime. It's been a quick moving first half here. Just one penalty each way, just one goal in that first quarter. Pinkerton has scored 4 of the 5 in this second quarter. Exeter still hoping to get on the board. Not had many possessions to work with. Scott trying to find Bland. He takes his eye off it. And now Hathaway in a crowd can't quite control it either, and it is turned over. Astros come the other way. This is Caleb Hobden, the junior. The long pole wants a shot. The bouncer ends up out of play. Not sure if Wilbur got a piece or not as we take a look.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he climbed the ladder on his body or what, but no, I don't think so. It's hard to tell with that white net and the ball.
Right,
yeah,
right.
But
Either way, Roger, you like the shot?
I did.
As a former defenseman in your own right.
He's going for the 5-hole, baby. Yeah, yeah. He had some eyes spotting down.
Meanwhile, Pinkerton going to slow it down here with 3.5 to go, nursing a 5-0 lead. Coming on is Farrell, the sophomore. He is plowed over by Bland. And they're going to rule that, I guess, a shot. It'll stay with Pinkerton.
Yeah, definitely. But, yeah, look at Tyler Bland out there going both ways. O-A-N-D. Watch this.
Again, a somersault after the release as Tyler Berry goes flying. Again, it's backed up by Ushkovic.
I like the way the Astros attacked, though. They saw the defensive changes going on between the Blue Hawks trying to get Tyler Bland, the attackman, off, and they attacked the net ending. It was with Berry.
Clock ticking down to 3 minutes to go until halftime. Coming up at halftime, stats, highlights, analysis, full recap of both the first half and the other semifinal, BG and Bedford. It's all coming up at the break.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, Weaver turned the corner and pulled the trigger. It ends up out of play. But again, Ushkovic is in position to keep it at this end.
Yeah, I love the way his body positions. He found the opening, too. He just misfired.
Pretty good coordination for a freshman.
Boy, I'll tell you.
He's already got one of the goals for Pinkerton. Astro attack has been led by Matt Gormady with 2.
And my son Brandon Howe has coached him in the summer leagues, and he raves about Levi.
And here is the aforementioned freshman. Thought about the step down, but a good closeout by the Exeter long pole, Fletcher Nevu. Long possession for Pinkerton. Clock continuing to tick. We're approaching the 2-minute warning.
And yeah, Blue Hawks are clearly out of zone now. And
Weaver's still got it.
Yeah.
He's going to turn and shoot and score despite the best efforts of the defender, Nevu. Second goal for Weaver. And the patience pays off for Pinkerton. It's 6-0 Astros.
He literally just wears it down here. This is a one-man offensive juggernaut here. Back-to-back goals, as you said, and just ran him ragged.
Similar fashion as well, able to turn to his right and kind of sweep that stick on the release.
Well, you all hear about the no-look pass. There was the no-look shot on that, and he did it.
Weaver back-to-back goals for Pinkerton. The Astro run continues, 6 unanswered. They've also, of course, kept Exeter off the board defensively in this first half.
And Coach Hosier pulls Levi Weaver off the field, and he literally flops over behind the bench. He's so tired.
Yeah. Needs a quick breather.
I love it. I love it.
Meanwhile, Exeter won the face-off, but turned the ball over. Pinkerton with an errant pass, and now Loranger, the long pole, makes the play for Exeter. Looking to spark a break of his own. A one-handed catch here by Scott. Scott The low offering denied by Burwell. That ball is loose. It is on the line and apparently kept out of the cage by the goaltender. Burwell, with not even an inch to spare, keeps his shutout alive.
Indeed. Yeah, if that hadn't been a yellow ball, you'd have never seen it because it was right on that line, just barely.
Hoping to get another look here.
Hold the ball, Astros. Let us see.
You see the clamp down attempt, and then the ball was not quite under control there. And
can't tell there, but I think we had a good look at it up here, Nick.
Meanwhile, final 45 seconds. Astros still on the attack and nursing this possession, which I'd imagine they're hoping to be the final possession before halftime. Exeter really pressing out here, hoping for a turnover. Final 30 seconds. Tyler Berry to his right, looking for real estate. The Astros still have a timeout to play with.
Might let this one go.
Jeff Gormady looks over his shoulder. Coach Ogier gives him the green light. We're down to 15 seconds.
Oh, nice.
Shot, a little wide. And good hustle out of the cage. That may have made the difference. Wilbur with a heads-up play. Exeter with 11 seconds to work. Wilbur out of the cage, looking downfield. Launches a line drive down the middle. It's intercepted by Smith. It's poked loose. Green has it. One quick shot goes high, and that will do it for the first half. Pinkerton looking good on both ends of the field. The Astros, the top seed in this Division I tournament, with a 6-0 lead over Exeter at halftime.
Yeah. Any of these four teams in this semifinal action for Division I that you can hold scoreless like that for an entire half, you're saying something.
Coming up, a full recap of that first half, stats, highlights, analysis, and a look back at the BG Bedford semifinal matchup as well. 6-0 Astros. You are watching the 2025 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I semifinals. Here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, we're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Halftime here in Exeter. The top seed Pinkerton looking like it, frankly, out in front 6-0 over the Blue Hawks. Nick Anastas along with Roger Howe here in this 2025 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I semifinal. The winner goes on to Saturday night's championship, where they will face defending champion Bishop Girton, as the Cardinals downed Bedford by a final score of 12-8 earlier today. First half, slow start both ways. Defensive effort, really dominating that first quarter. Matt Gormady did put the Astros in front 1-0 just over a minute into the game, but after that, no score either way. It was 1-0 Astros after one quarter. Then the Pinkerton attack kicked into high gear. Goals from Jeff Gormady, freshman Tyler Pernardi, a second from Matt Gormady, and then the freshman Levi Weaver with back-to-back strikes over the final 6 minutes. 6-0 Astros, and frankly, Pinkerton passing the eye test, Roger, throughout that first half.
Yeah, for sure. And they're a dominating team offensively. They're shutting down defensively, which is a plus for them. Always been aggressive. Exeter had them kind of where they wanted them there in the early part of the second quarter because they were getting physical. But Pinkerton pops a couple in, and the physicality starts to go away a little bit. Exeter starts making some mistakes. I mean, both teams had 3 unforced turnovers in that first half, but it seemed like more. It seemed like Exeter threw the ball away and had a lot of pressure on them, but just could not get the ball back, which is the sign of a team that, on the Astros side, to their benefit, they are really good on ground balls, and that physicality kicked in for them, and they just won that ground ball battle. I'm sure. I don't have enough arms and eyes to do ground balls as well as everything else I do on my stat sheet, but I think they need to clean that up, just like Bedford had to clean it up in the first game tonight. They seem to have a little bit of that bulldog dilemma going on with their stick handling.
Any changes we see from a X's and O's standpoint in the second half?
Not really. I mean, Exeter is doing the right thing when they possess. They're just not holding on to the ball. Head shot right there. And Bland. Yeah, he's going to get a penalty here.
Took a pop from Blaska after the shot was released. Bland puts Exeter on the board, cuts into the Pinkerton lead 6-1.
And if I could have prognosticated that, it would have been one of the things I probably would have said. But they needed they needed that goal right off the bat, a good face-off win, and Bland comes down and draws the penalty. So, yeah, good goal. Yeah, cross-check for Blaska, as you said, Nick. And that's going to start things off for Exeter here.
So the sophomore not pleased as he takes a knee in the penalty box. Of course, Brady, the son of now assistant coach Ken Blaska, the former Timberlane head man who joined the Pinkerton staff in the offseason.
Yeah, seems to have been a good move for Ken. Happy for him. Timberlane made the playoffs again this year with Josh Lewis.
Face-off goes to Exeter. Long pole shot from Pascal. Set aside by Burwell, his fourth stop. And now unofficially 4 saves for each goaltender. A minute on the cross-check, so an EMO here for Exeter. Only 1 penalty combined in that first half.
Yeah, for sure.
So Bland scores with 11 seconds.
Ooh,
just 11 seconds gone by in this third quarter, and now an errant pass leads to a scramble along the sideline. Pinkerton Spencer Chalmers is in the mix.
Oh,
right to Scott. Now picked up by Green, who makes a move to his left, trying to find a shooting alley. Whips that one wide, but it's backed up by Exeter's Griffin Gennard.
Yeah, again, could have been another unforced turnover. Cutting down the ring. Oh,
that shot not clean. Ball loose out in front. And anybody's guess. Burwell trying to stamp out the fire from the cage, and he does. But outlet pass to his right, intended for Smith. Is again off target and turned over.
All right, they killed the penalty off, though.
Back to even strength here with just over a minute gone by in this chaotic third quarter.
Yeah.
6-1. Bluehawks can't get it all back at once. Going to take their time here on this possession. Or will they? Hathaway is being hacked at from behind. Good pressure from Jackson Chase, the senior long pole. And ultimately, it's Chase's effort that forces an Exeter turnover.
Well, it's like deja vu out there. This is the Exeter-Bedford, game plan here, if you can call it that. Just making mistake after mistake when there's just no need for it.
Earlier today, Bedford was only down a goal at halftime against defending champion Bishop Girton. That was a 6-5 score at the break.
Yeah.
But then BG really took over. They clamped down in the third quarter, extended that lead to at one point 12-5. Bedford did get 3 goals in the final minute, but too little too late as the Cardinals advanced 12-8, the final score. Here's Quintilani going to jog behind the cage and now make a move towards the net. The bouncer is set aside by by Wilbur. That's his 5th save. It stays at this end.
Nice.
Pass out in front, won't get through. Wallace trying to stay in the mix for Pinkerton. He's going to push down Knight, who goes flying. Now Laranger does have it for Exeter. Hooks up with Knight. Knight looks downfield. He's got Scott in the middle of the field. Scott with a nice pump fake there. Gets to midfield. Going to dance to his left with Blaska in pursuit. The speedy Scott has a man near the cage. It's Gennard who cashes in. Well, there's what the Exeter attack can do. They turn you over. They get down the field in a hurry. Scott with the assist. Gennard with the goal, and it's 6-2.
Well, again, the energy of Scott on this clear. He had an opportunity to pass it up to Tyler Bland and chose not to and took it over the half-field line himself, drew the defense, gets it to Gennard. That's what you want to see in transition.
Exeter wins another faceoff.
Yeah, they're 3-0.
That was a category won by Pinkerton in the first half, but Will McElroy, one of the state's best, starting to show it. Momentum with Exeter, the number 4 seed, playing on their home field here, what is technically a neutral site.
Yeah, we saw McElroy start to change his technique a little bit in the second quarter there, I noticed, and I wonder if that's something that he has. Another unforced turnover.
You think that was
check?
That was an adjustment by McElroy at the break?
Yeah, I think he's figured out something where he can keep the ball on the ground and they control it from the wings.
Yeah.
He's not winning these things clear, but he's tying up Stingle enough that he's getting wing help, and that's what those 3 wins have been all about.
Meanwhile, Chase eventually secures for Pinkerton and escapes up the middle for the clear. Now the Astro attack finally gets in position here with 4 minutes gone by since halftime.
Wonder if they got that copy machine like Belichick used to have from this. He didn't like the surface, during the game he was getting the scout reports, and wonder if they've been doing that with Stingle for McElroy on the sideline. High tech here.
It's been a fun matchup to watch at the X.
Yeah.
McElroy against Stingle, 2 of the state's best. All right. Pinkerton going to take their time. Now they make their move, and it's a sweeping shot for Matt Gormady, who took a pop, and the youngster is down.
Yeah, he took a good pop, too. This was not.
It was upon the release, borderline a late hit, but no flag. And good to see the youngster get back to his feet, the junior still shaken up.
Yeah, you go into that 5x5 after goal line extended, expect that slide to come quick and hard. Yeah, he really didn't lay into him. He just kind of stood up. Might have just knocked his wind out. Yeah, got him in the back a little bit. Yep, with his left arm.
And Laranger applying the hit.
Probably lost his gas a little bit.
Gormady with a hat trick. He leads all scorers now with 3 goals. Off the face-off. Getting back to work is Pinkerton, and again a collision upon the release, and now another Astro is down. That's Tyler Berry.
Well, give Exeter credit. They are not backing down.
McElroy cutting him down from behind. You can hear Coach Ogier begging for a penalty. Crowd upset as well, but no flag on the play. Instead, Pinkerton will keep it at this end. Rough and tumble, the 2 words to describe this one so far. nearly 5 minutes into the third quarter.
As long as they're not.
Oh, we do get a penalty, Roger. McElroy is in the box.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
It's a 1 minute penalty. So Pinkerton, for the second time, is on the EMO. They did not cash in back in the first. 7-2 the score. Astros looking to match their largest lead.
Nice
backdoor. The freshman Farrell couldn't handle it. And in the end, it's Wilbur who safely secures for Exeter. Now Wilbur helping out on the clear. Takes a low pass. Sidearm. Fires upfield. Scott, short little toss to Bland. And the clear complete for the Blue Hawks. Meanwhile, the lights are on and becoming more and more necessary. Just past the 8 o'clock hour here locally. And already midway through this third quarter. And we are officially back to even strength as the penalty against McElroy expires. Here's Jackson Green, one of Exeter High's better athletes. That bouncer is wide. And we'll stay here as it's backed up by Hathaway.
Yeah, he's had to fill a big role out there with Marshall Lazowitz being on the sidelines this season. We commented many times about him last year being an integral part of their offense, and really was quite a bit more this side.
Meanwhile, Green takes a high pass, whips a shot. It's deflected off the body of one of the defenders. Well, you mentioned Lazowitz, such a big part of this Exeter program, really since he arrived as a freshman. He's a 4-year starter, and really a shame that he went down midway through this season.
It is, and Little Bird tweeted my ear a short time ago that he actually warmed up before the game today. He was in uniform. He is officially on the roster, but I do believe he is in civvies on the sideline right now.
Yeah, we can see him down there in straight clothes. Meanwhile, Hathaway. Well, that's a pretty catch in traffic, able to lunge towards the goal on the release. And he beats Burwell to make it 7-3.
Yeah. So, again, pre-game highlight here with Hathaway, Bland, Alex Scott. These are the guys that have got to get involved. We've seen Green make a couple of good shots here, and that gives Mr. Gennard an apple on that with 2 points back-to-back here for him.
Yeah, that was a nice pass.
It really was.
To your point. Meanwhile, a violation. It's going to give McElroy the win. And Exeter hoping now for back-to-back goals as we head towards 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Blue Hawks have trailed throughout. Pinkerton led 1-0 after 1, 6-0 at halftime. But the Exeter attack has come alive in this third quarter.
Yeah, energy. This is the energy that Bedford showed in that third quarter. Here we go. Look again.
Same play. Hathaway, shot knocked off the arm of Burwell, who's able to secure. It's his fifth save for the junior. Meanwhile, Chase looks downfield. He's got a man. That's Pernardi. Pernardi a goal back in the second quarter. And his classmate Levi Weaver had 2 of his own. So 3 of the 7 scored by freshmen here for Pinkerton.
Yeah, Pernardi with an assist as well. He's got 2 points on the night.
Here he comes. Pernardi against Scott. A little spin move up top. Ducks to his right, pumps the brakes, and has to settle for a pass to Weaver. Pinkerton trying to find some spacing here. Matt Gormady escapes to his right, hits the gas. Lost his stick. Whistle and a turnover.
Yeah, ball gets stuck in there. Automatic whistle.
Good defense by Exeter.
Good clear.
Long bullet pass frees up Bland at midfield. Being ridden by Barry. Good to see Barry out there and okay.
Yeah, and Pernardi. Didn't Pernardi take a good shot there in the first half too?
You're right. Been a lot of hold your breath moments with some of these hits that we've seen through 2.5 quarters.
Watch this.
Green to the rim. Score it. Not to be denied there. Jackson Green firing up the crowd here as well. Back-to-back goals for Exeter. And don't look now, but the Blue Hawks have cut the halftime deficit in half here at 7-4.
Well, again, I don't want to sound like I'm some great savant when it comes to predicting what's going to happen offensively for any team out there. But the three people that I talked about, fourth being Alex Scott, have all figured in all 4 goals of the Exeter Blue Hawks in this third quarter.
What's been the difference, Roger? Shutout in the first half to 4 goals through 8.5 minutes.
Energy. Absolute energy. Confidence in yourself, confidence in your teammates. McElroy's starting to win some face-offs. They made some adjustments there. And again, possession. Get the ball, possess, set things up, minimize the mistakes. There's going to be an Astros penalty here. Yeah,
Smith made contact up near the face mask. Ball on the ground. The play on, Griffin Lechner. Haven't said his name much.
Not at all, no. He figured late in that game against Merrimack, too.
He's been good all season. He comes up with a ground ball there to keep things going. Meanwhile, Gennard, bodied up by Stingle. Up top, Bland, step down, shot wide, out of play, and now we will get the penalty with inside of 3 minutes to go in this third quarter.
We got a slash here. Looks like it's going to be on number 30.
It's Nate Smith, as we talked about. I think he poked the helmet area, and that's an automatic no-no. So Smith going to drop that left knee in the penalty box. Second penalty against Pinkerton.
Yeah.
It's a 1 minute variety.
Yeah, so watch Exeter methodically work this. Try not to make a mistake. You got a full minute to deal with. You don't have to keep bodies in motion quickly like you would on a tech.
Second EMO for Exeter. We've seen 2 on the other side against Pinkerton, but neither special teams unit has been able to cash in.
Oh, nice play.
Catch in traffic by Gennard. Despite a double team, able to reel it in. On the wing, shot denied by Burwell. Rebound bounces out to the far wing and now is scooped up top by Scott. Great save by Burwell, his 6th.
Yep,
this one is wide, and Scott again draws a flag as he was hit on the release.
Going to be number 1 going.
And Spencer Chalmers, a little too aggressive. The junior, no argument as he jogs to the penalty box. This coming, Roger, still with 22 seconds remaining on the EMO.
Yeah, and this is going to be unnecessary, so it's going to extend this a little bit longer. So they will be what?
2 down.
2 down for
22 seconds.
Yeah, good math there. So watch instant motion here, where you've got a 1 minute penalty to do something with. You want to take advantage of the 2 men up.
Green up top. 15 seconds on the 2-man advantage. Near side, Green again. Bland, a look. Up top, Hathaway, frees up Green. Shot ends up wide. And it comes with just 3 seconds remaining on the 2-man advantage, 42 on the penalty.
Green is going to see that one in his sleep tonight. That's 5 yards out, kid. You got to pocket that.
Inside of 2 minutes, third quarter. Burwell a stop as Hathaway is denied from straight away. Inside of 30 seconds to go. A 1-man advantage now for Exeter. Pinkerton short-handed, looking to run out the rest of this penalty. We're down to 90 seconds to go in the quarter. Astros still leading on the scoreboard 7-4. Matt Gormady, who has led the way today with 3 goals for Pinkerton, going to spin his way out of trouble on that far wing. Laranger in pursuit for Exeter. He gets inside of Laranger. But Gormady again steered toward the corner. Quintilani will take over with a few feet to spare along that back boundary. And we are back to even strength as we head towards 1 minute to go in the quarter.
Yeah, that 2-man advantage leading into another single-man advantage for the Blue Hawks could be the turning point for them in this quarter here. They didn't capitalize at all on that.
Meanwhile, Farrell, the freshman, spins right. He wants a shot. He's got a bouncer. It's wide, not a play, but backed up by the Astros.
And he hits the turf. A lot of bodies flying tonight.
You're sure right. Farrell juggling the catch, does recover. Played well off the bounce, and now Quintilani takes over up top. We're down to 30 seconds to go, third quarter, and there is Pascal poking it loose, and the long pole comes up with the ground ball. Pascal left to right. Pascal, his eye on the cage. The shot denied by Burwell. Green hoping for a rebound. Goes to his left and scores. The goal comes with just 16 seconds remaining. Jackson Green, back-to-back goals in this third quarter. Exeter has scored 3 in a row, and it's 7-5 Astros.
Yeah, persistence here. Blue Hawks want it bad. Pascal with not the greatest shot on Burwell. Comes up with the save, though. And a great placement. Great placement by Jackson Green.
Got to like the celebration as well. A little bit of a high step there. Deion Sanders-esque.
Give it to him. 2 in a row for that kid.
Meanwhile, Stingle with a clean win for Pinkerton at the X. Astros hope to cash in down to 7 seconds. Up top, spin move, shot. Sails high out of the stick of Tyler Pernardi. 2 seconds remain. The officials blow the whistle. And they're going to add a little bit of time to this third quarter clock from 2 seconds to 3.5.
Yeah.
So maybe enough time to work with, we'll see. Ushkevich ready for the restart, directly behind the net. His pass is off target. The ball is going to roll harmlessly to midfield, and that will do it. Well, Exeter decided to make it a game as they outscore Pinkerton 5-1 in that third quarter. It's now a 2-goal gap as we head to the fourth. The Blue Hawks that came back against Merrimack in the quarterfinals, can they do it again? A trip to Saturday's championship is on the line. 12 minutes to go in regulation, fourth quarter on the other side. You are watching the 2025 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I semifinals. Right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
We've got a game as we head to the fourth quarter. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you, the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire family. Glad to have you with us. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. It's been a spirited semifinal and a tale, well, I was about to say of two halves, but we're not quite there yet. But Exeter, after trailing 6-0 at halftime, springing alive in that third quarter to make it a contest, as the Astro lead has been trimmed to 7-5.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, this is how Coach Brewster played in high school. He was a rough and tough midfielder for them, and it's exuding into his team and his coaching style, and it is helping them in a tremendous way.
Pinkerton's going to win the face-off. Things have evened out in that regard, Roger, and that certainly helped the Blue Hawks in that third quarter.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to the count yet, but yeah, the McElroy show in that third really blossomed.
Boy, Barry takes another brutal hit. A little slow to get up, but the youngster has been under attack seemingly in this game. The junior hanging in there despite some physical play from Exeter.
Yeah, and that energy level rose in that third quarter, which is why we're where we're at, 7-5.
The winner gets BG, the four-time defending champion, Saturday night in the championship. Shot from Quintilani, swallowed up by Wilbur. The junior now with a half a dozen saves unofficially to his credit. And he looks to direct traffic here on the clear. Scott sees an opening. Collides with Matt Gormady, who just broke his stick.
Alex Scott just bounced off of him. Oh, D-twig.
Yep. Another loose stick as Hathaway lost it. Taken away by Pernardi as the freshman makes a good defensive play for the Astros. This one is knocked down out in front, taken away by Blue Hawk long pole Fletcher Nevu. Nevu hooks up with Scott. Scott jogs to midfield. And then his pass, although contested, is received by Green, and here come Exeter again.
Yeah, and Alex Scott is gassed. He was all about 2 clears in that last minute, and he is
slowly making his way to the bench.
He is definitely gassed.
Meanwhile, Green, who scored back-to-back goals to conclude the third quarter, looks to set a screen to free up Gennard. Gennard with a free pass, looks for the trailer, but that one is off target. Trying to hook up with Sam Gibney. Gibney hustles to keep it in play. And now Pinkerton looks to make him pay as Ronan Connors comes down the middle. Connors, eye on the cage, got a man near the net. It's Ushkevich who scores.
Wow.
And the Astro fans roar to life here in Exeter 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Pinkerton pads the lead to 8-5.
Boy, and Exeter's hard work pays off for the Astros. He gets over there to save the ball.
And it went right to Connors, who sparked the break.
Exactly. And again, transition for the Astros, pays off for them. But it just goes to show you the pursuit, and you don't give up on balls like that.
So 8-5 and a clean win for Dylan Stengel. Starting to get into a bit of a rhythm himself. Dominated that first half and is now, I believe, won 3 in a row. Quintilani going to take over. We're under the lights here at Bill Ball Stadium. A great crowd on hand for this semifinal. Earlier tonight, Bishop Girton downed Bedford by a score of 12-8.
Oh, good pop.
Matt Gormady somehow maintained his balance there, despite running through a fun house of navy and white.
Oh, a literal gauntlet right then against Matt Gormady.
He's absorbed a lot of hits and he's kept on going. Meanwhile, Weaver tried to get inside but got pinned from behind and the ball is out.
Really good trail check there.
Exeter eventually comes away with it. Laranger, the long pole, out of the fray. Long outlet, Wilbur. It's on target. Knight down the middle. Looks for a man. It's Hathaway. Hathaway trying to spin his way out of a double team. Does so successfully. Gets inside of Smith.
Got it.
Hangs on. Fires a wide shot, and it's out of play.
Wow. He manufactured something out of nothing after that double team. Came out of it. Got inside Smith.
Meanwhile, Green denied by Burwell. Rebound. And the ground ball goes to Pinkerton.
Wow.
Burwell looking sharp here. 9 saves unofficially by the Astro Junior. And another clean clear for Pinkerton.
Yeah, they're getting, good pop.
That's Blaska. Went down to one knee but kept possession. Now Jeff Gormany's going to slow things down to a crawl as Pinkerton looks to get their attack unit situated. 4 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. It's 8-5 Pinkerton. The Astros have never trailed. They scored the first six goals of the night and led 6-0 at halftime. Exeter roared back in that third quarter, but still plenty of work to do for the Blue Hawks, trailing by 3. Quintilani, meanwhile, looking to come downhill. The senior gives it up. Ushkevich cycles it behind the cage. And now it's Weaver, the freshman.
Boom.
Going to curl around right side. That is snubbed out by Wilbur. Another save for the Exeter junior. Keeps it a 3-goal gap. Now Scott has to make a move. Beats Ushkevich to midfield. But his pass is off target. Trying to find Pascal. Good hustle by Hathaway to keep it in bounds. Now Hathaway gets inside of Connors briefly. Goal line extended. Going to reverse course. It's played off the bounce by Exeter's Gibney. Blue Hawks looking to return to the final for the first time in 3 seasons. Pinkerton was there as a runner-up 2 years ago. Again, the winner will face Bishop Girton as the Cardinals seek a 5th straight Division I championship.
Yeah, it seems these 4 teams in the semifinals just seem to trade partners over the last 6, 7, 8 years, right, Nick?
Yeah, Bedford, of course, being that 4th team. Same Final Four as a year ago. Speaking of the Final Four, we've got the Division II semifinals coming your way tomorrow from Bedford, beginning at 5 o'clock. Extended patient trip here for Exeter. Results in a green top shelf goal. Jackson Green with the hat trick, all three coming after halftime, and Exeter is back within 2 at 8-6.
And you said it, patient offense, as we mentioned pregame. Patient possessions, long possessions, keep the ball out of transition, keep it out of the Astros sticks. And this pays off for Jackson Green, who comes alive here in the second half.
Great placement on that one over the left shoulder of Burwell. Green hoping to extend his career one more game. The senior has been an integral part of the program for many seasons.
Yeah. Stingle's figured out McElroy's adjustment, whatever that was.
4 in a row for Stingle.
Right
Here
down
comes the junior, and he is mowed down from behind. Flags are going to fly.
Yeah, it's just a question of which blue jersey's going to go. Push? Oh, he's only going to get a push here. So is this going to be McElroy or Alex Scott? Scott? They're going to put Scott in the box. Yep.
Third Exeter penalty of the game. Neither team's EMO unit has been able to cash in.
No.
As we've seen 2 penalties against Pinkerton tonight as well.
Yeah, and I think they're lucky to get away with a push there. It looked a lot more violent than could have been a cross check the way he emphasized the follow through.
All right, so the Astros can do some damage here. As we hit the midway point, fourth quarter, the clock starting to become a factor.
Now, this is not where you want to be if you're an Exeter Blue Hawk.
Jeff Gormandy, step down shot and score. Second goal of the game for the senior. And the second goal of the quarter for Pinkerton makes it 9-6.
Yeah, well, needless to say, I'll just pick up where I left off there. You don't want to be in this position if you're Exeter. Clock coming down on you. You give up an Ian Moe goal where you really couldn't afford to be in the box at this point with under 6 minutes. But, hey, still a lot of game left here.
Yep.
Just makes you a little more uncomfortable, that's all.
Meanwhile, Stingle knocks McElroy down. Pernardi is in the mix for the Astros, and the freshman comes away with it. He's got 3 jerseys in pursuit and is able to get it off cleanly as Matt Gormady takes over. Exeter's long pole, Logan Schwally, right on his hip. Schwally trying to drive the junior further and further away. Pokes the ball loose, but it's recovered by Matt Gormady. And now Pinkerton seeking some dry ground here on the near side wing as Tyler Berry is going to nurse this to a crawl. We're down to 5 minutes to go in the game, or at least in regulation, with the Astros out in front 9-6.
Yeah, hearing some discussion out there in the latter part of this season about more and more coaches really pushing for the shot clock in the high school. Whoa!
Matt Gormady, number 4. Goes top shelf and really whizzed that one past the shoulder of Wilbur to extend Pinkerton's lead to 10-6.
Yeah, this is just muscle to muscle, find the open space. And what they do so well, they just keep moving their bodies, rotating through, arcing off, goal line extended, finding openings.
So Matt Gormady, the junior, now with a game-high 4 goals.
Yeah.
Back-to-back by the Gormady brothers. 10-6. Exeter needs an answer. They can start with a face-off win as McElroy comes up with that cleanly. Meanwhile, Hathaway gets inside the defender, but a back check by Smith. Ball is out.
Push.
But a push against the Astros will keep it with Exeter. And now a timeout is called by Coach Brewster.
Okay, they can take that.
That stops the clock with 4:33 to go. It's the first charged timeout of the second half against Exeter.
Yeah.
So Coach Brewster still with 1 to play with.
Yeah, I like this timeout. 4-goal span here. You had things going for you. McElroy wins that faceoff nicely, gets it down to his offense, and they almost lost the ball there. So you want to set up something here where you can pop something in early. It was nice to see, but I mean, McElroy was able to stop that streak by Stengel and give them what they needed. So now you don't want to waste that opportunity. 4:33 on the clock, still time left here. Still got a game.
It's been a fun one to call. Kind of an old school feel to it, a lot of physicality. Seen a little bit of everything. Good goaltender play.
Yeah.
Pretty even at the face-off for the most part. And the usual cast of characters on attack for both teams have really come to the forefront, especially in the second half.
Yeah, you don't need to be a wizard to figure out who the players are on both of these teams. And it seems like in both teams' cases, every one of their best offensive threats has done something and played a part in the scoring. The surprise to me, though, has been Ushkevich. Haven't seen him like we have seen him, at least not always on the broadcast, but the games that I've seen with Pinkerton. He has always been a dominant force out there, and he really has, one goal here, no assists. So, that's
I thought he had one assist, but maybe not.
Well, unofficial, as you like to put it.
Yeah.
I'd be the first to admit I miss a lot in some of these games, but that being said, it's nice. You have a good team when you can spread it out like that.
Exeter's got to hurry. Inside of 4.5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. They're down by 4. And they nearly turn it over there, but Green bails them out on the wing. It's picked up by Chase as he looks to make his way to the middle. Green hacking away with that long pole. The ball is out at midfield, and it's taken away. Here comes Chase. Astros with numbers. Chase wants it himself, and it's swallowed up as Wilbur is able to wave the wand. He keeps it at 10-6. Now Exeter hoping to push traffic. Gibney to his right, gets inside of Blaska, and that bouncer is kept in play behind the net by Gennard.
Yeah, good backup.
And now Gennard looks for some spacing, hooks up with Bland. Bland a one-on-one, draws a slide. Gets inside the defender. Somebody's open. Pass intended for Green is knocked away by Chase, and there's Smith for Pinkerton. Helped out by Burwell, who now has it in cage. Launches a rainbow pass down the field. And that frees up Matt Gormady. Astros going to look to kill a little bit of clock here as we tick down to 3 minutes to go. Still a 4-goal lead for Pinkerton.
Yeah, watch for a good long possession now, Nick. We're reaching that 3-minute mark. Fully in command with the 4-goal lead.
Led by 6 at halftime. They have not trailed tonight. Exeter, meanwhile, hoping to press out. Farrell being chased by Knight. He's going to bring the defender behind the cage. And the game of keep away is officially on here with 2:45 to go.
Yeah, watch for the stall call. This will be quick by
Weaver finds a man. Ushkevich, shot and score. He's going to wave goodbye to the Exeter fans with 2:34 to go. Maybe a little premature, but certainly a safe lead now at 11-6.
Well, need we say more? Kyle steps up, gets his second goal of the game. And again, this is all ball movement and body movement going almost full perimeter here. Is that Connor on the assist, Nick?
See if we can get another look.
See if we can get another look.
See the celebration there from the senior. Meanwhile, the face-off is still up for grabs. 6 players in the mix, and it's handled by Pinkerton. As the long pole, Caleb Hobden able to get to that ground ball, and now the Astros in a position to kill some more clock as we move down to 2 minutes to go. Well, certainly a spirited effort, particularly in the second half by Exeter. As at one point, they trailed by 6. They cut Pinkerton's lead to 2 to begin this fourth quarter, but the Astros have been the better team so far in the fourth, outscoring Exeter 4-1. But a turnover here sparks an Exeter break. Gennard can't handle the pass. It's taken away by Burwell out of the cage. Long pass, trying to hook up with Smith. Instead, it's Weaver, the receiver. Matt Gormady Little breakdancing move. Going to trot behind the cage and bring the Exeter defender Schwally with him. Final 90 seconds here in the fourth quarter in what is increasingly looking like a Pinkerton win. And while Schwally knocks Gormady to the ground, in fact, both players take a tumble.
Lone Exeter, though.
And it's a turnover. Wilbur out of the cage. Can't hook up with Scott there.
I don't think Scott knew that he was coming right back to him on that. He was looking upfield.
We close in on the final minute. Stick with us after the game. Full recap, stats, highlights, analysis. But first, we have a timeout. Coming from Coach Osier, the Astros trying to pump up the fan base here. And Pinkerton faithful showing their appreciation in what's been, again, increasingly looking like a wire-to-wire win for the Astros.
Yeah, this is just time management here by Coach Osier. Give the guys a break. Minute 10. Should be able to walk out of here with a win with no injuries, no fanfare, and good for them. I mean, they have played a very smart fourth quarter after that rush by the Blue Hawks in the third.
Players on both teams likely to get a good night's sleep tonight.
I would say so. I don't know when school ends for either one of these two.
Exeter graduated their seniors over the weekend.
Over the weekend, right. And I'm not sure about Pinkerton. I was over there for the Dover game, and it didn't look like they were set up for graduation, but who knows, right? Yeah, I'm sure that both these teams, I mean, Pinkerton's going to have to reload, right? They've got, what's today, Wednesday, so they're going to need to be ready if they win this to go on with BG.
3 days rest.
3 days rest, so that's enough. That's enough.
That Division I championship slated to come your way Saturday night, 7 o'clock.
Right here.
Yep. We'll have the D2 game earlier in the afternoon, and if you're a baseball fan as well, how about a quadruple header?
Whoa.
4 championship games in a row, beginning at 10 a.m. live from Delta Dental Stadium in Manchester.
Oh.
Final minute, fourth quarter. Loose ball.
Oh.
And it ends up in the net.
Is that my man? Is that Kyle Ushkevich?
It sure is. Ushkevich. So much for a quiet night. He's going to finish with a hat trick.
How about that? Yeah, geez, you know.
I think he heard you, Roger.
I mean, what do you say? I mean, what do you say? Wide open net.
Comes out of the fray and punches his ticket with another hat trick. He's all smiles. Pinkerton starting to run away with this one now. 4 unanswered goals in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly. And good for the senior, you know. I mean, this is he's got another game coming, but top off his night with a couple of goals and make a hattie out of it. Oh, trip. No. Yep, it is.
Violation against Exeter. It's Pinkerton ball.
So give it to Stengel for owning the quarter here, Nick. Taking it back from McElroy in that third. And that quite frankly, we got a mishap here by Burwell. He gets it back upfield. But, Stengel really turned the tide here for them to get them back in control.
Final 40 seconds. Astros come up with the clear. Quintilani going to jog behind the cage, followed by Bland, the defender. And another big hit
bang
from McElroy is going to force the official to throw a flag, and another one comes.
And what do we got here?
And you can hear some of the crowd starting to get involved here. This is that dangerous time of the game where the chippiness can spill over. As an unnecessary hit from McElroy really sparked the anger of some of these Astro fans. All this coming with 26 seconds to go. And what is now a foregone conclusion here, 12-6 Pinkerton.
Here comes the call. Two. All right, so dual penalties here.
Yeah, McElroy with a 2-minute penalty, and then the response from Quintilani earns him a cross-checking penalty of 1 minute.
Yeah, so unsportsmanlike for Quintilani and unnecessary roughness for McElroy. Kind of the right calls. I mean, we didn't really see what Quintiliani did down there. It must have been something verbal, perhaps. But again, that's how we're going to wrap this one up.
Both teams just looking to get off the field, I think, at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, maybe not. Farrell is going to add fuel to the fire by scoring another for the Astros. 5 unanswered to close it out with 14 seconds to go. Farrell, the third Pinkerton freshman to score tonight.
Yeah, wow. And you know what? That one hurt. That one really hurt. That one was. I don't think Wilbur really expected this was. Well, no, he was ready.
Just beat him upstairs.
Crossbar, yeah.
Yep. Sneaks it in underneath the bar and celebrates with the Astro fans.
Yeah. So.
And again, just hoping to get off the field at this point without any further incident.
This will be Stingle again. Or no, not Stingle. This is the backup for Pinkerton, number 22.
That's the Astros' Aiden Jones, the junior. Exeter wins the face-off, but they're out of time as the fourth quarter comes to an end. The Pinkerton Astros are back in the championship round as they beat Exeter here in the semifinals by a final score of 13-6. A dominating first half performance in which the Astros led 6-0 at the break. Exeter able to tighten things in the third quarter. It was a 7-5 Pinkerton lead going into the fourth, but in the end, the Astros run away with it as they score the final 5 goals to win this thing 13-6.
Yeah, and I think the thing that really turned this game around for Pinkerton and put Exeter on their heels was that Alex Scott penalty. They got that EMO goal after it was 1 goal each. Early in that fourth quarter.
8-6 at that point. The penalty comes, and Pinkerton never looks back.
Exactly. So that turns things around, and they just run the board after that EMO goal, getting another 4 goals and putting it to rest. That was it.
This is one of the more physical games we saw all season.
Probably. Yeah, I would tell you. I mean, that Londonderry BG game over at Londonderry got a little rough there, but no, this was, and it was good. It was good hard lacrosse. I mean,
yeah.
That's how old guy like me likes to see it played. So, didn't like to see the chippiness there at the end, but still, that was just a theme of the game. And 2 teams like this that are competing for their last spot on the schedule to continue playing, you expect that out of them. And good for both coaches.
Meanwhile, Exeter is going to say goodbye to 13 graduating seniors.
We're going to have to look into that. There's going to be a lot of off-season looks down at indoor to see what's going on with Matt Brewster and the Exeter team. But like so many of the programs in the state, these top 5, 6, 7 teams in all the divisions, quite frankly now. I mean, look at what Co Brown's done in Division III. I mean, way out there, and they got guys playing in all 3 off-season and club programs. They always tend to reload. They always do it. Bedford does it. BG obviously does it with what they do in recruiting from their world outside Nashua. But yes, that'll be a big factor for them.
Matt Gormady is the game's high scorer with 4 goals tonight. Kevin Ushkovich, a strong finish, ends up with a hat trick. And how about Gavin Burwell? Stood on his head at times tonight. How many saves?
Oh boy, you're catching me off guard. I have him for 9.
That's what I had.
I have him for 9, yeah. And I mean, let's give it to Wilbur. I mean, he stood tall, and he didn't have any saves in the third, but that was an Exeter quarter too.
Yeah.
Exeter owned that quarter, and they were pretty damn good on clears. They were 7th rate in that third, or up to the end of the third quarter. But overall, 11 for 12, and I think that one last mishap with Alex Scott here on the clear was really the only mishap they had all night on clears. But he was their dominant clear guy. They dropped him down like they do with Helton and Bennett Matthews, at Bedford, and they brung it. They brung it in that third quarter.
So we know the matchup now. It's Pinkerton and BG, the latest chapter and perhaps the longest running rivalry between the 2 most successful programs in the state historically.
And I'll tell you, again, not tooting my own horn, but if you open up my prediction for the year, I had said to myself, this is where we would be. These would be the 4 teams in the finals. I'm always get excited for a BG Pinkerton final. But out of all the teams that played in Division I this year, and those 9 teams that made the bracket, including Nashua South, these are the 2 teams that should be here right now and could offer up the competition that Division I deserves and the state of New Hampshire deserves.
We'll be on the air Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Again, it's the Cardinals and the Astros in the Division I final, but still a lot to settle before then in Division II.
Love it.
We're on the air tomorrow night, beginning at 5 o'clock, live from Bulldog Stadium in Bedford for the boys' Division II semifinals. St. Thomas against top seed and undefeated Derryfield. And then we have a Seacoast rivalry renewed between Winnicott and defending champion Portsmouth.
And although we can't cover Division III because of the schedules and the distance between the stadiums and all that stuff this year, I'm going to make an extra effort to stay in touch with those 4 teams that are in the finals up at Laconia because you can't say enough about what Co-Brown has done this year running the table in Division III and just dominating the way they have and what they've done.
We'll see if the Bears can finish it off.
They get to get some pub. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
All 4 teams do.
All right, we'll be on the air tomorrow night just before that 5 o'clock start for the first of 2 Division II semifinals. So we hope you can tune in tomorrow night. Want to thank a few folks here tonight, including the NHIAA, their president Jeff Collins, his right-hand man Dave Rozumek. Another outstanding job. Our friends over at ETV and my man Sherm Chester for sharing his home here in the press box at Exeter. Always a pleasant experience.
Always. And I want to give a shout-out to Donna Plum up at NHIAA with the monumental task that she had to endure this week with all of the scheduling changes, and that's not just from lacrosse. When we get the press release from them, it's anybody that was outdoors, which is all the teams in spring, they had to endure quite a bit of confusion, turmoil, and slot these things in, and that, quite frankly, gave us the opportunity to do what we're doing on Saturday.
Good point.
Yeah.
Appreciate the help coming out of that office up there in Concord. For our friends here at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, not friends but family. That includes Matt Beals and Kat Doyle, another bang-up job, the 1-2 combo behind the lens. And, of course, the whole thing orchestrated flawlessly by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. The whole thing overseen by the unseen hand. That's the big man in the big chair, executive producer Steve Beals.
The eye in the sky.
There you go. And for my partner Roger Brown, I said Roger Brown, Roger Howe.
You owe me another $1.
I'll give you 50 cents. Only the first syllable came out. For Roger Howe, my name is Nick Anastas. Saying so long. Final score, final time, Pinkerton 13, Exeter 6. This has been a presentation of the 2025 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I semifinals here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire.